California. Now, for more on today's game, let's go down to the sideline to Jill Savage.
Thanks, Sam. It's a bit of a homecoming today for Carolina Panthers head coach Ron Rivera. He said that he was the defensive coordinator here for 2.5 seasons, so it is a homecoming for him today. Philip Rivers says that he has seen so many of the coaches go over to Carolina. He calls it the San Diego Chargers East over there right now. I spoke with Norv Turner before the game, and he said that he wants the Panthers to do well in every other game except for this one, of course. And Ron Rivera, yesterday when we spoke to him, said that he wanted to hug it out with Norv before the game, and he certainly wanted to get in his head early on.
As a love fest. Thanks, Jill. Thanks very much. A lot of strong feelings, a lot of respect by both coaches toward one another and their staffs. And as Jill said, Philip Rivers referring to Carolina's San Diego East.
Well, respect is the key word there, Sam. I mean, these guys have, well, lack of cliches, but the blood, the sweat, the tears that it takes to put winning football together here for San Diego Chargers in the past, these guys have done it together.
Last week, Carolina won the coin toss for the first time this season, and they won the game over Atlanta. Carolina won the coin toss again today. They will receive. Nick Novak will kick off for San Diego. The Chargers at 5-8 after a 3-1 start this season. And the long kick coming down to Armand Smith midway through the end zone, and he makes the return. And goes down to the ground, gets up, and is brought down again. It's Mike Tolbert on the return, not Armand Smith. Mike Tolbert, the former Charger.
A little thicker there, Sam.
Yes. Here's Cam Newton, who has not thrown an interception the last 4 weeks, and over the last 6, 15 touchdowns and only 2 picks.
This is a turnover-driven league. If you keep them away, you win games. If you give them away, you will lose games.
And he was telling us yesterday that he's really thought about protecting the football more than ever.
The mental thought process is huge. Now we're seeing a motion out of the backfield.
They go the direct snap to D'Angelo Williams. There's a trick play to start. But it didn't gain much. Let's check out the Carolina offense and some changes on the offensive line.
Absolutely. Jeff Byers, obviously the third-string center, has got to have a huge day. A rookie that hasn't played center very often. Jordan Gross starts and ends with him. Mike Tolbert, obviously a homecoming for him. Greg Olsen needs a big day in that vertical passing game for Carolina Panthers.
And Steve Smith says this is like his Super Bowl. His whole family is here. He bought 50 tickets off the fake. Newton throws outside and completes it to the tight end, Gary Barnage, second tight end, and he is shoved out of bounds. A first down for Carolina. Check out San Diego. The defense played really well in Pittsburgh last week.
Most definitely. Young, explosive players everywhere. Brayo Franklin, a big beast in the middle, has done it for a long time. And then obviously Gary Guyton, fresh off the street, signed Tuesday, starting on Sunday, has a history in New England. Very smart, disciplined player. And then in your back end, listen, Eric Weddle is your guy, but these two corners, Jammer and Kaysen, they've got to have big days. Big day today to win.
First down at the 42-yard line. Cam Newton dropping, being pressured by Guyton. He gets away and throws it away. And then took a hit from Corey Legion. Big-time pressure by the Chargers, who like to blitz.
Well, you said it. I mean, it is Gary Guyton. Obviously, his first weekend, you're going to see here the way they collapse on this pocket. You know, Gary Guyton gets skinny through the hole there, 53. Cam, I like this right here, Sam. Instead of forcing something, an interception, which we saw early on in the year, just throw it away, live to play another down.
How about Gary Guyton? He was signed on Tuesday, and he's starting on Sunday.
John Pagano said he was going to be busy, and I expect him to be extremely busy. And how multiple, all the blitz packages that Coach Pagano is going to throw at Cam Newton.
There's 2nd and 10 for the Panthers. Newton stands in and throws to Steve Smith. And with that catch, and we got a little something going after the whistle out of bounds.
This is the one player you do not want to get excited. Leave Steve Smith alone. You said it's his homecoming. 50 folks in here in the stands. This is the emotional. This is the crazy leader of this Carolina team. Leave this guy alone. He's going to have his impact enough. Don't get him excited.
Personal foul, unnecessary roughness. Defense number 20, late hit out of bounds.
Antoine Kaysen.
15-yard penalty. First down.
And listen, you're going to see Steve Smith. It's really simple. Here he is right here. He's going to go out. Cam Newton, just a timing route, simple. Steve makes the catch. This is the stuff here, the little extra pushing. The refs are going to start it off early, get this thing under control.
And with that catch, Steve Smith goes over 1,000 yards for the 7th time in his career.
Congratulations to a great player, a guy that goes about it the right way. They talked about having to limit his practice reps because he works himself too hard.
Panthers first down at the Chargers 36. 15-yard penalty. Here's D'Angelo Williams. Breaks through. And Williams gets inside the 25, down to the 24. Corey Lynch, the safety, with the tackle. Jonathan Stewart remains out. D'Angelo Williams, the key running back.
This is what I love about D'Angelo Williams. Watch this little stutter right there, setting up his blocks. You see the explosive power, good finish. This is a guy, they've got to get him going. This is one of those backs that he gets in a rhythm, he can beat you single-handedly.
Gain of 12 on the play. First down at the Chargers 24. Now Williams is in the slot to the right, and Mike Tolbert in the backfield with Cam Newton. Williams shifts back, and it's Newton keeping, and a big man tough to bring down. He's the leading rusher for the Carolina Panthers.
He is, Sam, and that's a problem to me. But this is the side. This is where I think Coach Jaginski, I want you to see Jarrett Johnson right there. He is the guy you really want to run away from. Cam Newton is trying to read him. Obviously, Jarrett does a great job. It's a 2-3 yard pickup. But Jarrett did his responsibility to turn that play back inside.
Cam Newton picking up 3 on that play. 2nd and 7. Newton with 643 yards rushing this season, averaging over 6 yards per carry. 3 receivers to the left, including Greg Olsen, the tight end. The pump fake, swing it out to D'Angelo Williams. Williams inside the 20, out of bounds at the 15. Last week, D'Angelo Williams took the little screen pass and turned it into a game-clinching 53-yard touchdown.
Exactly. And here again, if we're going to see on the flip side, Eric Weddle is the one who has him in coverage, zone spacing more or less, trying to keep an eye on Cam. Eric Weddle just slips and falls down on this turf. It's been raining here this weekend. Obviously, those type mistakes, they end up costing you 5 or 6 yards. 3rd and 1, Sam. Think about red zone defense for this Chargers. This is where they have struggled. They're absolutely pathetic in this area of the game.
2 tight ends in. Richie Bracco, number 47, shifts back into the backfield to Mike Tolbert. Tolbert carries, and the big fullback gets a first down to the 11-yard line. Mike Tolbert, who played here with San Diego before signing with Carolina. Would you call him a Heath Evans type fullback?
I'll give him some love and say he's a little better. Obviously, you're going to see him right here. Again, this is this zone read concept. Jarrett Johnson does his responsibility. He's got 2 eyes on Cam, but it allows Tolbert to slip through there. A big first down in this area. I can't stress enough. This is a huge weakness of this Chargers defense here in the red zone. They've been atrocious.
2 tight ends in. Ben Hartsock, number 84, shifts. He's the 2nd tight end. Tolbert takes the ball, gets inside the 10 to the 5-yard line. Boy, quick handoff by Newton to Mike Tolbert.
And this is what the athleticism of Cam Newton gives you. But again, Eric Weddle slipped down a minute ago, but literally now Eric makes up for a mistake. You can't quite see him in the screen, but as Tolbert breaks through the screen here, you see Eric Weddle. I can't say enough about this player. I mean, he gives up 30 pounds, obviously makes a great open field tackle, saves his team 6 points.
3 wide receivers in, Armani Edwards, Lewis Murphy, and Steve Smith. Now Williams shifts, and it's an empty backfield for Cam Newton. On 2nd and 4, Newton with a quarterback carry, the quarterback draw, and gets down about the 2-yard line. About a yard short of the first down.
And speaking of Jarrett Johnson, he said the thing that makes this offense so difficult is they do so much of everything. You saw the zone read before. Now you see almost a one-back quarterback power zone scheme with your quarterback. They spread you out, empty you out, and then they try to hit you in those thin gaps. Great job by this Chargers defense holding on there.
There's another 3rd and 1 for the Panthers. It's been a good drive.
These are the money downs in this business. 3rd and 1. This is where you save yourself, you save your team 4 points, get off the field, give them 3.
Newton looking, and the pass was batted down. Great play by Sean Phillips. A pass intended for Mike Tolbert out of the backfield.
This is great awareness by Sean Phillips. Obviously a very veteran player. You're going to see him standing up right there. come off. He dodges the cut block, gets his hands free. This is one that Cam Newton wishes he had back because there was a wide open Tolbert.
And they're going to go for it. Panthers will go for it on 4th and 1 at the 2-yard line. Gary Williams now becomes an eligible receiver as another tight end on the line. 4th and 1 for the Panthers. Newton straight ahead.
Does not get it, sir.
Oh, I don't know. It's close. It's close. This will depend on the spot. I think he may have gotten it.
Did he lean forward just enough?
It's tough to stop the big man.
Yes, it is.
So big.
We're going to see.
He got it.
They did. Cam Newton, you talk about a guy that's 6'5", they say 245. Folks, I think he's more about 255, 260. Look at the extra effort. I mean, they hit him initially. He's able to push the Jarrett Johnson's crew and the Abreu Franklin's back just enough to get that huge first down.
Gary Williams now is eligible for the left side. And here's Tolbert diving into the end zone. Touchdown, Panthers. Tremendous 80-yard drive to start the game.
Steve Smith said it was his Super Bowl. Obviously, they're just going to make this homecoming for Mike Tolbert. Integral part of this first drive. And this is just power football. You're going to see your lead scheme. Cam Newton does so much to affect this play because there's always the ability for Cam to get out of this pocket. You see what you get. Obviously, a great understanding of when to get in the air by Mike Tolbert. Ball secure. Get over the goal line. We're almost right here. We're almost 7-0 here in the first quarter, Sam.
Outstanding 6.5-minute drive, 13 plays. Graham Gano for the extra point. And the Panthers with a 7-0 lead. Steve Smith caught a 20-yard pass, took a hit, and showed the Panthers aren't going to back down to the Chargers. Mike Tolbert, the former Charger, goes into the end zone to give the Panthers the lead.
On Fox is sponsored by Southwest Airlines. Find our fares online only at southwest.com.
Back in San Diego, Cam Newton leading the 80-yard drive. Here's Graham Gano to kick it off. Michael Spurlock is back deep, but that kick goes through the end zone. Gano came in a few weeks ago, showing a strong leg on kickoffs. The Chargers go on offense for the first time. Phillip Rivers will come on out.
Light, the official beer of NFL fans. Here we go.
Back in San Diego, Chargers go on offense for the first time with Phillip Rivers, the quarterback, Ryan Matthews, the running back, and 3 wide receivers. Spurlock, Mario Alexander, and Malcolm Floyd. Here's Spurlock. And takes the short pass up to the 27-yard line, a pickup of 7 on the play. Phillip Rivers has completed better than 64% of his passes this season, but December has always been great for Phillip Rivers and the Chargers. Look at that record, 24-4 in the month of December.
Yeah, Norv Turner has a lot to do with that as well.
Easy, kill him, up at the 28, a 2nd and 2. And again, 3 wideouts for the Chargers. And flag fly. Might have been some movement on the offensive line. False start on the Chargers.
False start, offense number 70. 5-yard penalty, 2nd down.
Terry McCauley is our referee. Take a look at the rest of the offense for the Chargers on the offensive line. They've had a few changes.
Yes, they have. Kevin Haslam, obviously, there we go with the false start. Those 2 tackles have their hands full today. Listen, Ryan Matthews needs a big day. These wide receivers, big targets. Antonio Gates is Phillip Rivers' main man, though.
There's Ryan Matthews carrying. Good run up to the 30-yard line. Thomas Davis with the stop for Carolina, just a little short of the first down. Check out Carolina and the 4-3 defense. The pass rush comes from the D-line.
It has to start here. If they've got to manufacture one with blitz, they'll be in a bad situation. Phillip Rivers. You heard about Luke Kuechly, amazing guy. Thomas Davis, what a story, the way he's battled back from injuries. And then obviously here in the back end, you got matchup issues. DJ Campbell, first start, rookie starting at safety against Phillip Rivers.
False start again. Or maybe not. Let's see. Let's check it out. Might be on Carolina.
Yeah, this is definitely movement. Andre Niblett obviously jumps off sides. I don't know if it was a snap count orientation.
Defense, number 59, unabated to the quarterback. 5-yard penalty, first down.
It's on Luke Kuechly.
They called on Luke Kuechly. You know what? I'm not sure if I'm seeing him. It obviously looked like Andre Nesbitt right there in the middle. You just saw him there. Obviously, Luke Kuechly snuck there in the picture at the end.
And more flags. This time false start
number 74.
On San Diego. That's on Reggie Wells. They're using backup linemen to start for the second week in a row. And the backups did very well last week in Pittsburgh. But Jeremy Clary and Tyrone Green starters, and Mike Harris have been out for a couple of games. Harris is dressed for today's game as a backup. Wells and Haslam are starting at the tackles. And Rex Hadnot at guard. Ball back to the 30-yard line, 1st and 15. Rivers, and the ball slipped out of his hands.
I'm not sure who had it. Greg Hardy came flying off the edge there, Sam.
And he's still scrambling under the pile. They're still going for it. The wrestling going on underneath.
10 years in this business, a lot is going on underneath that pile right now. And there, Carolina has the ball.
Wow.
We're going to see it. Phillip Rivers, obviously a sure-handed quarterback a lot of the time. You're going to come back. That unorthodox throw in motion comes back. Ball just slips out. You see Hardy there. Who ends up coming up with it, I'm not sure.
Well, what a battle, but that just slipped out of his hands. Last week in the cold in Pittsburgh, Phillip Rivers was using gloves, which gave him a good feel. And here, as he dropped back, the ball just slipped out of his hands.
We mentioned about the turnover differential, how this league is driven, yes, by quarterbacks, but turnovers are crucial. This team, the San Diego Chargers, 4-1 when they win the turnover battle, 0-6 when they lose it. They are now down the count, 0-1.
Well, for Carolina, a first down at the Chargers' 21-yard line. Cam Newton, he got banged up a little on that run down at the goal line that got a first down.
We saw a similar shot to his left knee. O'Brien Franklin came through there, squeezed through, similar to how RG3 got hit.
2 tight ends, 2 wide receivers. Olsen motions, D'Angelo Williams in the backfield. Newton throws outside of Olsen. He's got it and out of bounds at the 13. This was the first down run by Cam Newton. Take a look at what happens.
You see O'Brien Franklin right in there. And then watch as this play develops. Cam cuts it back right in there. You see that left leg of Cam Newton kind of get a little buckled, that LCL, that outside of the leg, what RG3 hurt last week. Same type of bang there. Hopefully Cam's okay.
3 wide receivers in for Carolina. On 2nd and 2, D'Angelo Williams tries to cut it back, slips a tackle, gets down to the 10-yard line. There's a flag on the play.
Corey Leggett did a great job staying home, handling his responsibility.
Personal foul, grasping a face mask. Defense number 94, half the distance to the goal. First down.
And it's Leggett who's called for the face mask penalty.
And as soon as I praise him, obviously he got a little bit of that face mask. And this is what hurts this football team. These red zone penalties. We're going to... Again, great play by Corey. Staying home, doing his job, handling his responsibility. Little grab of the face mask.
First and goal at the 5-yard line for Carolina. They line up Greg Olsen. He shifts 3 tight ends in. Here's Williams looking for an opening, fights his way down to the 1-yard line.
Again,
good run by D'Angelo Williams.
It's, you know what, obviously you talk about a 3-yard run, but the way he gets there, the patience, vision, this is the stuff I really appreciate from great backs in this league. They understand where the hat placement, where the
offensive receiver, 65 eligible.
They understand where the offensive linemen are supposed to be, their hands, their pressure. and they set them blocks up to help those big boys out.
Gary Williams is eligible on the outside of the line to the left. Richie Bracco lines up in the backfield. Tolbert looking for another touchdown. He's got it. Mike Tolbert with 2 touchdowns in the game. And the Carolina Panthers, with 2 possessions, have taken an early lead over the San Diego Chargers, and what a return to San Diego for Mike Tolbert.
Yeah, absolutely. They are making it his homecoming in the Super Bowl as well. I want you to look at the line of scrimmage as that San Diego Chargers defense, for the most part, is pushed back. Carolina, the power game, they reset that line of scrimmage. Mike Tolbert able to break those arm tackles. You can't bring that big 245-pound body down with just arm tackles.
4 touchdowns on the season for Mike Tolbert. The extra point by Graham Gano is good, and the Carolina Panthers have a 14-0 lead. Phillip Rivers fumbled. The ball slipped out of his hands. The Panthers recovered and turned it into a touchdown for Mike Tolbert.
By Jeep Grand Cherokee. By McDonald's. I'm loving it. And by The Hobbit, An Unexpected Journey. Now playing.
Oh, that would be nice. A little parasailing on the ocean. Mike Tolbert, 2 touchdowns. San Diego Chargers have given up 37 points in the first quarter, second fewest in the league coming into this game. Now they've given up 14 here.
They're back at it again. They talked about a fast start. Special teams, offense, defense has not gone as they wanted.
Michael Spurlock on the return for the Chargers. Broke through the first wave, gets up to the 24-yard line. Chargers have fallen behind early. First there was a big drive that led to a touchdown, and then Carolina capitalizing on the turnover. Chargers defense trying to regroup. Down 14-0. Now it's Phillip Rivers trying to get his offense going against Luke Kuechly and the Carolina defense. There's Ryan Matthews cutting it back and gets about 5 up to the 29-yard line. DJ Campbell, a rookie out of California, 7th-round draft pick, is starting at safety for Carolina.
Well, if he pays attention to the cues that he's been given all week by Ron Rivera, Sean McDermott, Stephen Wilkes, he'll be just fine. But his eyes are going to tell him lies at times watching Phillip Rivers. Phillip is going to try to dictate where he can and can't go. Do his responsibility, do his job, he'll be okay.
2 tight ends in, Randy McMichael, number 81, and Antonio Gates, number 85. McMichael shifts. Rivers looking, swings it out to Ryan Matthews, and it's off his hands, incomplete. Time for our first update of the afternoon. For that, let's go to the studio to Patrick O'Neill.
Sam, thanks. Seahawks, Bills in Toronto. Russell Wilson, the rookie quarterback for the Seahawks, is running this offense quite nicely. His 2nd rushing touchdown of the day, that one 25 yards. It's 14-0 over the Bills. Well, Seattle will play San Francisco next week. Niners later tonight in New England. NFC West coming down to the wire. Sam and Heath, back to you.
Good race out there. Patrick and Seattle really playing well.
They really are. Young Russell Wilson, we started the season off with him. He has gotten it together.
3rd and 5. Rivers gets time waiting for somebody to come open. Buys some extra time, then throws it away. Good coverage down the field by the Panthers.
Very true. This is where Ron Rivera has been preaching. These guys are starting to get what he's been teaching now for almost 2 full seasons. The coverage is Ron Rivera's special. I mean, this guy gets it. You're going to see Phillip Rivers rolls out of the pocket, which isn't really his forte, but there is nowhere for this ball to go. Again, 3rd down offense, especially for Phillip Rivers. He's struggled all year, and again, we're seeing the same patterns.
Mike Cyphers is in the punt, and Joe Adams is back deep for Carolina. Good kick. Adams backpedals to the 12-yard line. Has some room to return, and he's tripped up and sent flying at about the 27-yard line. Melvin Ingram with the tackle. Jeff Byers, a first-year man out of USC, getting his first NFL start at center. He was a backup to Ryan Khalil, the terrific center for Carolina, who got injured earlier this season. He's on IR. Cam Newton shifts out wide right And they go direct snap to D'Angelo Williams. He shovels it off to Steve Smith on the end around, and Smith stays on his feet. And the razzle-dazzle play gets a first down up to the 43-yard line. All right, what book did that come out of, Heath?
This comes from the book that we're on the road. We're going to do everything and anything we can to get a win. You know, it's funny. This play could have gone for a lot more. You know, you talk about Antoine Cason on the backside. He is the corner over on this side of the screen. He's going to come in here late. You're going to see him just scrape around the block, just tie up Steve Smith enough to allow his posse to get over there and give him some recovery on that defensive side of the ball.
Now Cam Newton was under center, but now
Defense, 12 men on the field.
Play. Maybe too many men on the field for San Diego.
5-yard penalty.
This is what you have. Gary Guyton
down.
obviously signed on Tuesday, starting on Sunday. We'll see what the call is. They've got a lot of different personnel. We talked about John Pagano. He wants to really test and try the mental capacity of Cam Newton. All the different personnels, all the different people rolling in and out. This will be tough for Gary Guyton to communicate with the guys around him, stay on point today.
1st and 5 at the 48-yard line. Cam Newton under center, 3 wide receivers in for the Panthers, including Armani Edwards, number 14. Short drop by Newton, outside for Greg Olsen, and that's incomplete. Olsen in his second year with the Carolina Panthers having another good season. He's got 54 catches. His career high is 60. He's got a career high in yardage. He's a key receiver for Carolina.
Well, and Cam said it, you know, we all think about Steve Smith and the shots down the field, but these Charger defensive players as well, they were equally as worried about Greg Olsen as they were Steve Smith.
2nd and 5 for the Panthers. D'Angelo Williams with a short pickup, maybe a yard on the play. Carolina down to 6 offensive linemen in this game. Let's go down for more to the sideline to Joe Savage.
Yeah, you mentioned the depleted offensive line. It took another hit during warm-ups. Zach Williams was running around. He ended up limping on the field. The trainers looked at him on the sidelines, and they were looking at his right knee. He was visibly in pain, crying as well, and carted him off. So no Zach Williams today. So that line, again, depleted.
And down to 6. Healthy lineman Bruce Campbell was made inactive before the game. So here's 3rd and short. Newton throws, fires to Olsen. First down, Carolina at the San Diego 45-yard line.
I really like what we just saw. You know, we spoke with Greg yesterday. He was talking about the non-verbal communication between Cam and himself. And this is what you've got right here. That is what Cam's looking at. Cam said this is his go-to guy, a little man route, the way he settles down. And then you're going to see Cam right here, the way he kind of just handles the pressure, handles what's in front of him. You see his eyes. He knows where he wants to go. Good, crisp, clean pass. Another first down. More struggles for this San Diego Chargers defense on 3rd down. Money downs, you've got to get off the field.
Brandon LaFell in as a 3rd wide receiver. Cam was hit as he throws. It's up in the air and incomplete.
And they're really good. They're testing Cam. There's a lot of man coverage, a lot of different pressures they're throwing in his face. This is where I think the Carolina Panthers fans, I know Ron Rivera, they want to see the mental growth of Cam Newton. It's pretty much manned up. You've got a deep safety in the middle of the field, but they are attacking his mindset. Hey, how are your protections? Are they secure? Can you throw from the pocket? Can you stand in there, take the hit, and beat man coverage?
Kendall Reyes with the pressure, a rookie out of University of Connecticut, will start the remainder of the season. Vaughn Martin went down 2 weeks ago, and Kendall Reyes has stepped in as the starter. Tolbert shifts in the backfield on 2nd and 10. Newton being rushed through the screen. It was tipped and caught by D'Angelo Williams. Turns it into a big gainer. He may go in. Touchdown, Carolina. What a play by D'Angelo Williams. A 45-yard touchdown reception and run.
Sometimes better to be lucky than to be good. You're going to see Jarrett Johnson doing everything he's taught to do. You're going to watch him. He's going to come off the edge, doing exactly everything that he's coached. But this is where sometimes it's better to be lucky than to be good. You get a tip. You're running a screen. Great call. Amazing call by Rob Chudzinski right into this. The one thing you can't teach running backs, explosiveness. D'Angelo Williams, broken tackles, high knees, the whole deal. Wow.
D'Angelo Williams, who had the screen pass for a touchdown last week, caught the tip pass and took it in. And the Carolina Panthers with 21 first quarter points against the San Diego Chargers, who've given up 37 all season long. Carolina, 21-0 lead. Well, you talk about teams nothing to play for. These players are playing for, some of them playing for their jobs, their future on the line, and a lot of pride out there.
Boy, oh boy, you said it. We've praised the leadership of this San Diego Chargers football team. It is going to be tested right here, right now. They've just got to be thinking, as easily as the Carolina Panthers just scored 21 unanswered, they can do the same thing. Phillip Rivers, he can do it all. This defense is capable of shutting down this offense. They've just got to keep that focus, keep the game plan, stay focused, stay locked in here.
Graham Gano to kick it off. Michael Spurlock deep in the end zone, brings it back from 8 yards deep. Spurlock trying to get outside, and he's out of bounds, short of the 20-yard line. They'll mark it at the 17. Well, on January 4th, one of the best bowl games of the year is on Fox. Heisman Trophy winner Johnny Manziel, Johnny Football, leads Texas A&M against 11th-ranked Oklahoma. It's the AT&T Cotton Bowl Classic, January 4th. It begins at 7:30 p.m. Eastern, only on Fox. That'll be a good one.
Absolutely. Talking about some offensive firepower.
Joe Adams out of Arkansas. He was in the Cotton Bowl last year. Had a punt return for a touchdown.
Yes, he did. And those punt return skills, we've started to see those come on here late in the season.
From the 18, the Chargers down by 21. Rivers in some trouble, takes off, slides to the 20-yard line. Give him 2 yards. Fans upset with the Chargers thus far. Rivers comes up limping a little bit.
And this is the challenge. You've got one of your tight ends in the backfield again. Pressure. They were concerned about it. You see Randy McMichael back here helping chip on Greg Hardy. And then Phillip Rivers, they just have to take what he's given.
Well, Turner
58.
trying to come up with something that'll jumpstart his team. Turnover early. The ball slipping out of the hands of Rivers that turned into a touchdown for Carolina. Really hurt. Rivers puts it up high. Batted away by D.J. Campbell. Intended for Antonio Gates, who was double covered on the play. Another impressive play by D.J. Campbell.
They were high on this guy. They said all he needs is reps, the continued growth, and they wanted him to stay locked into his keys. D.J. Campbell's got a lot of athletic ability. Obviously not right here in the bottom side of your corner. Listen, it doesn't get any tougher than Antonio Gates. This is where they want to get the ball. Great job by Luke Kuechly, 59 there as well, sinking into that zone, make that throw much more difficult for Phillip Rivers.
3rd and 8. What looks to be the last play of this first quarter. Spurlock went in motion, 3 wide receivers. Everybody out for San Diego. Pass to Antonio Gates is close to the first down marker, and then he was pulled back. He may be a little bit short, depends on the spot. We've come to the end of the first quarter in San Diego, but it's all Carolina. 21-0. Quarter in San Diego. Mistakes by Norv Turner's team. Fumble, penalties, hurt in the first quarter.
Back in the same position. I'm not saying that Carolina Panthers haven't earned their 21 points, but they've had a lot of help from the Chargers.
Chargers had a first down on that last play. Ryan Matthews with a carry up to the 30-yard line, picks up a couple of yards.
You start with the false start, then they jump off, and then they give the 5 yards right back. Phillip Rivers, obviously the ball just slips right out. Norv Turner visibly frustrated with the things that he has no control over.
Well, Norv, one of the great offensive minds in the game. This has been a tough season for him, and it's almost as if he knows what his fate will be at the end of this year. Here's Matthews with a good run up across the 35, close to the first down at the 38. Norv speaking in terms as if he's accepted the fact that he'll be gone at the end of the year.
And he was disappointed. Obviously, he felt like that information had leaked out of his own organization. He almost sounded defensive, and rightfully so. You mentioned one of the greatest offensive minds. Complete and utmost respect for the product he puts on the field on the offensive side of the ball. He wowed me for years when I was watching our defenses try to prepare to stop his offenses.
Another first down for the Chargers. They have only 3 in the game. 2 by the offense, 1 on penalties. Out of the shotgun, Rivers being pressured. Pass dropped by Denario Alexander. He's been the best receiver for the Chargers the last 6 weeks since they picked him up as a free agent off the street.
Well, and this is what we were just talking about. Norv Turner on the sideline a minute ago, visibly frustrated over things he has no control over. You see Alexander eyes up the field before he's actually secured the ball. You know, so now instead of 2nd and 6, now you're sitting at 2nd and 10. This is a huge, difficult situation that they're constantly putting themselves in.
3 wide receivers in. Alexander, Spurlock, and Malcolm Floyd. Everybody out. Rivers throwing for Alexander, a little too wide. Chris Carr covering, rather Josh Thomas covering on the play for Carolina. Pass intended for Denario Alexander.
And you see a little kind of almost a similar approach. They're trying to get to Phillip Rivers, a single deep safety, one guy roaming the field in the back end to make sure no one gets behind him, but man coverage across the board, really trying to get to Phillip Rivers, get him off the spot, rattle him, keep him rattled.
James Dockery in at left corner for Carolina. Josh Thomas the right corner. 3rd and 10. Chargers 1 for 2 thus far. A couple players jumped across the line, and Carolina offside on the play.
Neutral zone infraction. Defense number 95, unabated to the quarterback. 5-yard penalty, 3rd down.
That's on Charles Johnson trying to time the snap.
Well, you see these double A gap mugs. You got 2 linebackers sitting right over there on each shoulder of the center. You know what? They're antsy. They want to get there. Phillip Rivers, great job. That snap count, the accentuation in his voice to get these guys to jump, steal a quick, easy 5 yards.
Ball just across the 43-yard line for the Chargers. They're trying to get something rolling on offense here. Everybody out. Rivers puts it up for Malcolm Floyd. Good catch. And Josh Thomas takes him out of bounds in Panthers territory at the 47. Good grab by Malcolm Floyd.
Well, Phillip Rivers had good time, and this is the key for Phillip Rivers. You're going to see your tackles. These guys lack experience, but they're facing 2 very good pass rushers. Talk about Hardy and Johnson. There's enough time. You give 1-7 time, he's going to make strikes down the field. The Gates, the Floyds, they'll make those catches when they count.
Pass rush coming from the D-line. Charles Johnson has 8.5 sacks, and Greg Hardy leads the team with 9. And once again, there was some movement.
False start. Offense number 84. 5-yard penalty. 1st down.
That's on Denario Alexander, the wide receiver.
And this is where 1 mistake becomes 2. Great football players have the ability to almost have amnesia, the short-term memory issues. 1 mistake, let it go. Do not make another one. A drop becomes an offsides.
Last week, everything was sharp for San Diego. They were sharp, they were crisp from the outset of the game, didn't make mistakes, built up a lead. Here they're trying to dig their way out from a big hole. And they're making mistakes.
And it's really been, this is what we've seen out of San Diego the last 2-3+ seasons.
1st and 15. Swing it out to Ryan Matthews. He slipped and then got tripped up on the play by Thomas Davis.
What a play. This is a guy, I've had ACL surgery, those guys at home. 3 ACL surgeries on the same knee. You're going to see 58 come up here and just make a great play. Here he is. You're going to watch him in space. There's a blocker in front of him. They're trying to set up this little running back scheme. You see him get around the outside, the lineman pulling out. Just... I don't know what to say. 3 ACL surgeries on that one knee. We see him playing high-level football again. I'm so excited for this young man.
Dr. Andrews did the surgery on him and put him back together, and he worked hard to rehab and get back in. Here's Ryan Matthews taking the short pass, and he's wrapped up short of midfield and thrown back. Once again, it's Thomas Davis on the stop after a 3-yard pickup. Brings up a 3rd and long for the Chargers. They have to get to the Carolina 37-yard line for 1st down.
This back end for Ron Rivera, this defense is really playing well. Talk about Munnerlyn and Godfrey and Campbell and Thomas. Obviously, James Dockery, their nickel corner. You're getting the backs balls because either there's screens or there's no one available down the field.
That's fine. We're even. Second 90.
3 wide receivers in. Gates goes deep as well. Short pass to Ryan Matthews. Panthers try to close. They do. Good tackle by Josh Thomas to bring him down. Luke Kuechly came over to help out. A pickup of 9. Brings up a 4th down for the Chargers. And they send out the punting unit. You can hear the fan reaction. They don't like it at all with a team down by 21. Ryan Matthews with Ronnie Brown out injured.
Yes.
Ryan Matthews has to carry the bulk of the running back load.
He really does. Even on those 3rd and long crucial situations, pass protection, a lot's going to be expected. But you know what? We hear boos, but this was a good drive. We saw some consistent things out of Phillip Rivers in this offense. Cyphers, knowing him, downing him inside. Look at that, Sam. 6-7 yard line. Typical Mike Cyphers.
So the Panthers pinned deep in their own territory. There's a flag on the play. We'll check that out.
During the kick, illegal use of hands to the face. Receiving team number 56. Half minutes to the goal. First down. Timeout.
That'll set Carolina and Cam Newton back inside their own 5-yard line. But everything has been going pretty well today for Cam.
By the all-new Ford Fusion. Go further. By Miller Lite. It's not just a good time, it's Miller time. And by Citizen Echo Drive. Fueled by light, a watch that never needs a battery.
That's the aircraft carrier Midway in port here in San Diego. Sam Rosen, Heath Evans, Jill Savage here in San Diego, where the Panthers start from the 4-yard line. Cam Newton standing in his own end zone. Want to throw it. Looking for Greg Olsen. It's too high and incomplete.
This is an opportunity for this San Diego Chargers defense to not only get back in this game, but turn the field position game back over to their offense. Phillip Rivers been stuck in his deep end all game so far. A 3 and out here will do this offense good.
It's interesting talking to Cam Newton about his approach to his job and his leadership. He depends on Michael Jordan a lot, or leans on Michael Jordan in Carolina and Charlotte.
It's a great guy to have in your corner for sure.
Angelo Williams, rather Mike Tolbert on the carry, gets a couple of yards. It's a flag on the play. Mike Tolbert has had a good return.
Holding. Offense number 61. Penalties decline. 3rd down.
It's on Amini Silatolu, the left guard. We'll bring up a 3rd and 8 for Carolina. Panthers have had a lot of close games and a lot of frustration on their side of the field. There's John Pagano, the defensive coordinator for the Chargers, looking for a big stop here.
They definitely need one. And this is an area where this defense, like I said earlier, they have struggled in here.
Newton buys some time, try to get it to Armani Edwards. It's a flag down across the 20-yard line. It's going to be against the Chargers.
Prior to the pass, holding, defense number 23. 5-yard penalty, automatic first down.
There's another San Diego mistake. They had Carolina pinned deep in their own territory and a holding penalty.
Well, and you see this locked up out here on Steve Smith. I mean, Quentin Jammer's got his hands full. In this day and age of the rules we play in, that extra grab past 5 yards, it's going to get called every single time.
And that's the veteran Quentin Jammer, 11th year man, 1st round draft pick in 2002.
What did we just see again, Sam? The San Diego Chargers extending a drive for this Carolina Panthers offense.
First down at the 11-yard line. Tolbert and Williams in the backfield. With Cam Newton. A draw play to Williams. And Williams gets about 5, maybe 6 on the carry.
This is what all the defensive players, Keo Spikes, Jarrett Johnson, Eric Weddle, they are so, that being the Carolina Panthers, so multiple in everything they do. They have a power run game. They have a draw run game. They have the college option spread run game. Here's your simple kind of take two draw, very simple, show pass, take it off on the run, create spacing, create lanes in that defense, allow your explosive back, D'Angelo Williams, to find that hole for an easy 5 yards.
And Williams has made the most of his playing time with Jonathan Stewart out. Two tight ends in, Greg Olsen and Gary Barnidge. And Williams splits to the right side. Newton with time, fires and completes to Lewis Murphy. Up at the 28-yard line, it's a first down. First catch of the game for Lewis Murphy. Gain of 12.
You're going to see Lewis Murphy right out here. You're going to see Jammer obviously on him again. A little hesitant after the penalty. Gets inside on the slant. Very tough route. Cam puts the ball right where it needs to be. Inside shoulder of your wide receiver, Lewis Murphy. Great catch in traffic.
I think people talk about Cam Newton in glowing terms about how great an athlete he is. He's a good passer. We know how good a runner he is. So big and strong, but he can throw it. He's in trouble here, and the Chargers get him and drop him down at the 21-yard line. And it's time for an update right now. We go back to the studio to Patrick O'Neill.
All right, Sam, checking in on the Seahawks and the Bills, and beast mode getting loose in Toronto. Marshawn Lynch, the NFL's second leading rusher, goes 54 yards in his first game against his former team, would lead to a Russell Wilson Zach Miller touchdown. 24-7, Seattle's offense is clicking. Sam and Heath, back to you.
Seattle looking good. Thanks, Patrick. They're 8-5 coming in with San Francisco 9-3-1.
That's my old squad. Those west to east coast trips are tough. They're taking it to the Bills on the road in Toronto.
There's Newton out of the shotgun. Under pressure. He got rid of it to Tolbert. How about that by the big man? And he turned it into a gain. It looked like a 5-yard loss.
This is unbelievable. Listen, there is one player in the NFL that can do this. Maybe Big Ben you could add to the list, but you talk about the strength. Watch this pocket collapse on him. As he gets through, he finds the way to muster the strength to flip it out there to Tolbert. Puts himself now in a very manageable 3rd down and 4 situation.
Gain of 13 on the play. Sean Phillips with big pressure. Corey Legent with a hit. And Newton took it all and turned it into a 13-yard gain. Here's 3rd and 3. Newton with time. And it's complete. He's got a first down across the 40-yard line to Steve Smith.
This offense, again, so many different things, but it's all the little intangibles that this team does. Mike Tolbert obviously should get huge credit for this play. Won't show up in the stat sheet. Huge pickup blitz on the inside, and that's what you want out of your backs. You want multiple backs that can do a lot of things. You're going to see Tolbert here in the back. You get a little loop around. This is Sean Phillips, an outside rush defensive end, outside linebacker. Great job by your running back, and then your wide receiver being your wide receiver for Cam Newton.
Two tight ends in. Newton swings away from Takeo Spikes, and then out of the pocket he throws it away, and incomplete. Good pressure by the veteran, the 15-year veteran, Takeo Spikes, the warrior, if you will.
Yeah, the warrior, the war eagle. That was a little Auburn on Auburn crime. Cam Newton, Takeo Spikes doing his job, getting himself done. You see Takeo here in the inside. You're going to watch a guy that knows what's expected of him. He knows his job. When you're facing this type scheme, everyone has to do their job, and that's where you find undisciplined teams. And then even though Takeo was there, Cam Newton being Cam.
Chargers still without two of their best linebackers, Donald Butler and Demario Williams.
Yes, and that hurts in all the multiple schemes that John Pagano wants to carry in.
D'Angelo Williams gets up to the 49-yard line. He picks up 7 on the play. Bring up a 3rd and 3. Corey Legent on the stop for San Diego.
You see consistent runs by this Carolina team. Cam Newton is yet to really break free. You talk about a Chargers defense, and one of their strengths is really stopping the run. But today, you have seen these consistent 4, 5, 6-yard chunks that they're able to stick in there and really keep this Chargers defense on their heels.
Williams, 7 carries, 35 yards. Here's 3rd and 3 for the Panthers. Newton short drop, fires for Lewis Murphy, but led him a little too much off his fingertips. And that'll bring up a 4th down. But what the Panthers did with the help of that big penalty by the Chargers was get out of field position trouble.
You said it, partner. This is a field position game. We love to talk about quarterbacks and everything else. I don't care how great your quarterback was. He's constantly trying to go 90-plus yards, 85-plus yards. Tough day in this business.
Brad Nortman, the rookie out of Wisconsin, who punted away. They got run into. And the catch is made down at the 11-yard line by Michael Spurlock.
Personal foul, roughing the kicker. Defense number 52. 15-yard penalty, automatic 1st down.
And that wasn't even running into. Larry English with a roughing the kicker penalty. Another bad penalty by the Chargers.
I understand the effort. I've been on these teams before when you're trying to get that block punt, when you're trying to change the game, do something good. But this game is a disciplined, structured game. You got to play within yourself. Again, now you put this team that's been struggling, defense, back on the field.
5:23 to go in the first half. Chargers have 8 penalties, and a lot of them have really set them back because they've been able to keep drives alive for the Panthers.
Well, and they're not calls that we're arguing with the refs with them. We could tinker over the jammer call on Steve Smith. It was a little questionable, but these are their self-inflicted wounds that they're just doing to themselves.
1st down, Carolina at the 36-yard line. Mike Tolbert in the backfield. They fake the end around to Joe Adams. Pressure on Newton. They got him again. He's sacked by Antonio Garay.
Cam Thomas gets in there initially, sends him left to Antonio Garay. Cam Thomas praised heavily by the coaches, said he had his best game last week there in Pittsburgh versus the Steelers.
2nd sack of the game for the Chargers.
You're going to see these two guys right here on the inside. Obviously, big Cam Thomas. The protection scheme obviously was flawed there. Gets in, forces him back to big Antonio Garay. This is what you got to have. Now you're 2nd and long. Keep them here. Get off the field again.
Don't often have 2 Cams in the game. Cam against Cam. Cam Thomas, good pressure on Cam Newton. Here's 2nd and 18. And the pass outside through the hands of Steve Smith. He was going for the ground. Looked like he slipped when he cut.
Really did. And again, was trying to kind of play off the defensive back. I believe it was Kason behind him, trying to catch that ball. Cam and him just timing. The rhythmic aspects of great offense is just a little bit off.
Panthers have to get to the Chargers 26 for a 1st down.
And this is where you want to see the maturity of a second-year quarterback. Realize that, honestly, you want 8 or 9 yards. You want a manageable field goal opportunity, 21-0. Do nothing to hurt your football team right here.
3 wide receivers in. Brandon LaFell is the 3rd. Newton being rushed, steps up and throws deep. Looking for Louis Murphy, batted away. Outstanding play by Corey Lynch, the safety.
Great timing and just great awareness by Lynch there. Obviously, Louis Murphy, good position. The ball could not have been any better. Watch the timing there at the jump, the body pressure against Louis Murphy. I'm telling you, full speed, folks, NFL games, there is just so much skill that we just can't even appreciate for these defensive backs.
Now another punt for the Panthers. Nortman puts it right down to the 10-yard line this time, where Spurlock waits for a fair catch. The Chargers trailing 21-0 go on offense from their own 10. To welcome the men and women in uniform serving around the world, watching today's broadcast in 175 countries and aboard ships at sea on the AFN, the American Forces Network. Thanks for all you do. We hope you're enjoying today's telecast, and we wish you happy holidays and safe journey. Out of the lineup is Ryan Matthews. He's gone to the locker room. Jackie Battle with a carry. Let's go down to Jill Savage on the sideline for more on Ryan Matthews. Jill.
Yeah, Ryan Matthews left the field, went into the locker room with a left shoulder injury. I am told that he is doubtful to return.
Bad news with Ronnie Brown already out with a hamstring injury.
Yes.
And Ryan Matthews going down. So Jackie Battle, a fifth-year man out of Houston, was signed from the Kansas City Chiefs coming into this season. That dump off gets gain up to the 19-yard line. Jason Phillips with the tackle.
You also have LeRon McClain in this backfield, too. If you remember his Baltimore days, it's a guy that proved he can handle the rock, run well with the ball in his hands, understands pass protections. You definitely lose a big weapon with Ronnie Brown out initially coming into the game.
Forward progress is ruled on the play. Third down.
The 3rd and 1 for the Chargers at the 19-yard line.
I would if I'm North Turner here, I'm giving the ball to big fullback right here. LeRon McClain on the little belly play. Let him stick it up in there. Good lead block. Obviously, North didn't agree with that. You had a nice little lead play for Jackie Battle. They pick up the first down.
Hey, you know, Jackie Battle's not a small back. He's
no, he's not.
240.
He's not. You know, I'm always trying to get my fullback some love, you know. Jackie Battle, obviously a big, heavy-handed back. You're going to see simple lead. You've got your fullback coming up here on your linebacker. Ignore my squiggly line there. But this is what you want. Give good physical football. Give your quarterback a chance to get a first down.
And Curtis Brinkley, who was just re-signed, number 36, is in the backfield. That pass to Antonio Gates is caught across the 25 up to the 27-yard line. A lot of short passes for Phillip Rivers.
Yep, and we're starting to see the tempo of this offense stepping up. Norv mentioned as well. He feels like his team operates well in this situation. Put Phillip in control. Let these wide receivers go handle their business.
On 2nd and 4. Everybody out. Rivers steps up, being chased by Charles Johnson, and Johnson's got him for the sack.
It looks like a bad play. Good awareness by Phillip, a right-handed quarterback. Scrambling to the left. You've got Charles Johnson. All the fans want him to throw the ball down the field, throw it away. We've already had one fumble today. Cost his team 7 points. I think these are wise decisions by your quarterback.
Charles Johnson,
that is a 2-minute warning.
2 sacks
2 minutes
in the game, gives him the team lead. We've reached the 2-minute warning. With a 3rd down at their own 26-yard line, a 3rd and 5. 3 wide receivers in, all to the right side. Rivers looking for somebody. The ball is knocked out of his hands. He recovers and goes down short of the first down. Again, comedy of errors for the Chargers in this game.
It really is. Phillip Rivers came into the game with 11 fumbles, only lost 5 of them. But you're going to see here again, knowing he's already got 1 fumble in this game, he shifts, shuffles his feet, ball just comes out. Again, this hasn't been 17's year.
Wow.
Now you're talking about 13 fumbles, 6 lost at this point in the game.
The Panthers, getting the ball back, have called a timeout. Joe Adams is deep to receive the punt coming up from Mike Cyphers.
Sponsored by AT&T. Rethink possible.
Back in San Diego, the Chargers lined up to punt. Hey, happy holidays to the fans here. Cyphers boots it away. Joe Adams to see what's coming up on the Visa halftime report.
Coming up on the Visa Halftime Show, we'll get you all caught up in a great day of action in the NFL, including a huge one for Adrian Peterson and the Vikings. Plus, who leads the NFC East now? Find that out and much more when we come back from the Visa Halftime. Get to work, guys, right?
Look at Kurt. Get to work, guys. Get to work.
Bossing us around.
Cam Newton coming out, but his team will be backed up on a penalty on the return by Joe Adams. And it brings it back to the 24-yard line. An illegal block in the back. Ron Rivera, who spent 4 years in San Diego, a little over 2 as defensive coordinator. Now the head coach. From the 24, the fake by Newton, the pass to Steve Smith. And Smith is brought down. An ankle tackle by Corey Lynch. Just across the 40-yard line. And the hurry-up offense by the Panthers. A pickup of 18 on the play up to the 42-yard line.
18 yards, all because of the quick play action, kind of that college spread system. Creates more space, downfield, easy throw for Cam Newton.
Newton drops it off to his tight end, Greg Olsen. And Eric Weddle takes him down across the 45. Pick up a 4 on the play. And the Panthers call a timeout. Cam Newton limping a little bit on that left leg that he hurt early in the game.
Sean Phillips got a nice little hit on him there, right there at the end, trying to tap into that knee. We'll see how he is.
Cam Newton jogged back into the huddle for a moment. Derek Anderson, the backup quarterback, was warming up along the sideline. Here's 2nd and 6 for the Panthers at their own 46-yard line. Under a minute to go. And the Panthers with 1 timeout remaining. 3 wide receivers in. Newton gets some pressure and throws it down. Incomplete.
Great call by John Pagano there, too. But, Cam Newton's taking a beating again today. Here's the 4th and inches that they got earlier. Took that shot to that left knee. You see the facial expression. Here again, Sean Phillips getting to him. This was just the play here a second ago. Gets up a little gingerly. Timeout, gives him a little time to catch his breath. We'll see how the rest of this game goes for the big fella.
Now they've put some pressure on him. They've hurried him. And gotten some hits on him. Cam Newton 11 for 21, 145 yards, 1 touchdown pass. There's the backup quarterback is Derek Anderson. Carolina 3 for 6 on 3rd down conversions. Cam being chased, rolling, throwing, and the catch made by Steve Smith, shoved out of bounds by Quentin Jammer.
I love the fact that he didn't force anything deep. These great quarterbacks get excited. They want big shots, big plays, especially Cam Newton. They lead the league in those 20-plus plays, 20-plus yard plays. Takes what's given, puts a nice ball there to Steve Smith, able to make the grab.
So 1st down at the 42-yard line. It's being reviewed to see if Steve Smith got both feet down.
Knowing Steve Smith, I'm going to go ahead and say yes. This guy is a magician with his feet in his hands. You see the secure catch. One.
Did he get that right foot down?
Take another look to see when he made the catch, was that right toe still in contact with the grass? That view there is a little cloudy. Don't really get, you got Quentin Jammer in the way. Yes, that right toe, I would say, drags the turf simultaneously with the catch. Some cloudy vision there, too. Let's remember, it was ruled a catch on the field. They're going to have to show us something that says it wasn't a catch. And there's not anything at this point, not a view that we have up here, that says this will be overturned. Speaking of big plays, Carolina, I said they're #1 in the business with those chunk plays, those 20-plus yards. They've got 2 more today already.
And our good friend Mike Pereira, back in the studio and in Action Central back in Los Angeles, thinks it was a catch, that he did get the toe tap on the reception.
Well, and I'm sure Mike is well-dressed as well.
Absolutely.
Here's another look we haven't seen yet. You see Cam getting out of the pocket, being chased. Sticks this ball in here. Catch, to me, it looks like that right toe taps. Left foot's definitely clearly in.
And again, on the field, the ruling is a catch.
Yes.
So they've got to see something upstairs. And, of course, in the last 2 minutes, it's a booth review.
After review, the ruling on the field stands. 1st down.
All right, nothing there to overturn it. The ruling on the field stands, and it's the 4th catch of the game for Steve Smith. You saw the graphic earlier. He's had at least 1 reception in 89 consecutive games.
He has 4, but he wants 14 on what he called, again, his Super Bowl. This guy, you can see it in his eyes. He's always amped up. But there's especially something about him.
His wife and kids are here. His mom is here. His dad is here. He's got cousins, friends, family, former teammates.
A little bit of everybody.
That's it. Newton steps up and completes it to Mike Tolbert out of the backfield. He's out of bounds at the 31-yard line, and it's a 1st down for the Panthers. A pickup of 11 on the play. Tolbert having a good game.
Yes, he is, and he was the recipient of really a pressure by John Pagano from the Chargers defense, trying to go after Cam. They probably see him limping around too, trying to get more hits, more pressure. But again, testing the young quarterback. Does he see it? Is he feeling it? Is he hitting the open receiver? You get man on your back. nice check down, nice chunky yards.
And Tolbert, the fullbacks, you love those fullbacks, showing his versatility in this game.
Especially ones like him. He does it all. Pass protection, run, blocks, very unselfish.
Newton fakes right, looks deep, throwing for Olsen. He's got it at the 5-yard line.
I love the pump fake. I love it. We talk about it all the time with great quarterbacks. They control their atmosphere. This is what Cam gives you.
And final charge timeout, Carolina.
Panthers use a timeout. They've got a 1st and goal at the 6-yard line.
You're going to see Greg Olsen here on the inside. But all along, Cam, this is where he wants to get. He wants to get here. You see Olsen kind of creates the spacing, gets to his landmark. Those numbers are kind of drawn in that playbook. This is the spacing. But this is the brilliance of Cam Newton. You get the D in to give you the little bob. You create spacing by your safeties with that pump fake. It's just beautiful. Absolutely beautiful.
Gain of 25 on the play. Cam Newton 14 for 24. 193 yards and 1 touchdown. And the Panthers looking to blow this game open right here before halftime.
They sure are. They've had a lot of help from this San Diego Chargers team. A lot of penalties. We've already discussed this score could be potentially 28-0. They've played well, but not that well.
They've spotted the ball at the 5-yard line. A 1st and goal. Brandon LaFell is in as a 3rd wide receiver.
What is it?
Newton throws quickly, and it's dropped. And a flag on the play. The pass to Steve Smith, the usually reliable Steve Smith. Antoine Cason was covering on the play.
Pass interference, offense number 83. 10-yard penalty, 1st down.
Lewis Murphy, the man called for the offensive interference.
Well, and I think what you're trying to get here is just a little rub route. Here's Murphy, the guy the penalty is called on. You're going to see Steve Smith kind of knife underneath him. Lewis Murphy, a little hands, a little too pushy. I think the referee knew exactly what he was trying to do, get his defender back on top of Steve Smith's defender. Those pick rub routes, whatever you want to call them. Good job by the referee.
The Panthers are out of timeouts. They have a 1st and goal at the Chargers 15. Murphy, Smith, and LaFell are the wide receivers. Everybody out. Newton throwing too high. Intended for Steve Smith. Covered by Antoine Cason. They have some words for one another. That's been a good matchup.
I think this is one. You remember yesterday we were sitting down with Steve Smith. You know, he talked about the nonverbal communication with Cam, and sometimes he would almost nod his head at him. Hey, this isn't going to be me. This is not mine. If you flip to the opposite side of the field, which we don't have, Lewis Murphy was the guy that Cam should have been reading and going to. You saw Weddle. Weddle's attention is going to be locked in on 89. You're not going to get that throw down here.
Yeah, but he knows Steve Smith's family wants a touchdown here.
That's right.
Newton with time, throwing to the end zone, and it's caught by Murphy, but out of bounds.
Cam Newton
didn't make the catch.
Playing with fire.
Did not hold on.
Cam knew what he saw. He diced the ball in there barely. Quentin Jammer, I thought, was going to get a hand on that ball. You're going to see Quentin out there trying to bait him a little bit. You see Quentin in the back pedal, trying to play that spacing. Cam, you don't throw that ball any better.
Here's 3rd and goal for the Panthers. With 15 seconds remaining in the half. Low snap. Newton's got it, has time, his pass batted down. Nice play by Sean Phillips.
Chargers catch a nice break here. Lewis Murphy, and that 1st down, the little rub route, the penalty puts them back in the down and distance. Good job by the Chargers defense getting off the field. Maybe 0 points, only 3 at the worst.
A penalty setting back, that offensive pass interference penalty on Murphy, setting the Panthers back 10 yards. Hurts the drive toward the end zone. Now a 33-yard field goal attempt for Graham Gano. With Brad Norton the holder, and the kick is good. So the Panthers add to the lead. It's now 24-0 with 6 seconds remaining in the half. A half filled with mistakes by the San Diego Chargers, but a good job by Carolina. Now some concern on the right hand of Cam Newton.
A little blood on the pants, probably that good thumbnail.
Did he hit somebody's helmet on a follow-through?
It looks like they're working on the top of his hand, which that part for the most time would be good unless you start to swell.
Yeah, he came down with that right hand on Cam Thomas's helmet.
These Cam boys are going at it again, like you said earlier in the game. You know, these are those hit or miss injuries. These guys bang their hands all the time. Sometimes you get the thumbnail. Sometimes you drive that thumb bone back into the hand, creates a lot of swelling. Knowing this tough guy, he's already taken a beating today.
Oh, boy.
Big Cam will probably be all right.
They've hit him a few times, banged up his left leg. Now some concern for his throwing hand. But it's been a big first half for the Carolina Panthers. It started right from the opening drive of the game.
Yes,
80-yard touchdown drive.
Impressive. Cam throwing, running the ball with D'Angelo Williams. Very balanced, very consistent.
Low line drive kick. Rolls toward the end zone and through the end zone for a touchback. So no chance for return. One play left for Norv Turner. A lot of frustration for the San Diego Chargers. Coming up, it's the Visa halftime report with Kurt Menefee and the gang. Michael, Howie, Jimmy, and Terry will check up all the scores and highlights. Redskins
without RG3.
That's right. Kirk Cousins leading the way to victory, and the Giants were slapped down by the Atlanta Falcons. That's the first half, and the fans here in San Diego very upset with the way the Chargers have played. All Carolina with Cam Newton leading the way. It's 24-0. We go to the studio to Kurt Menefee. First half for the Carolina Panthers as they lead at 24-0. Follow your favorite team all season long. Go to iTunes.com/NFL. Sam Rosen, Heath Evans, Jill Savage down on the field. Here are these two teams going nowhere,
right,
and yet it looks like a one-sided game. What are your thoughts?
Well, in the sense of discipline and structure, it has been one-sided. You've seen Carolina play it pretty tight to the vest. And on the other hand, with Chargers, you've seen the same old penalties, face mask, offsides. Lack of discipline and structure has now put them in a 24-0 hole.
Now, San Diego's got to try and come back without Ryan Matthews, who hurt his shoulder. He's done for the game.
And Ryan Matthews was running the ball extremely well against this Carolina defense. Now it's going to be up to number 17. Can Phillip Rivers get the ball to these big wide receivers? There are mismatches to be had. Protection, and can Phillip get the ball down the field? That'll be the answers.
All right, for the San Diego Chargers, they put some pressure on Cam Newton. Hit him a few times, but he withstood it. Underway, second half. Spurlock takes a knee 8 yards deep. Let's find out what the coaches were thinking. Jill Savage spoke with them moments ago. Jill.
Thanks. I spoke with Ron Rivera going into halftime. He said that he likes his team's consistency and that they haven't had the little problems that they've had throughout the season. I asked him how they avoid a second half letdown, and he said simply we have to come out and once again establish the tone early. Don't let San Diego come out and score on their first drive. Speaking with Norv Turner at the half, he said that they have really no running backs left. Jackie Battle is going to have to come back and really produce for them because they have the guys that they have. I asked them how they get that offensive rolling right now, and he said that they simply have to string together 3 or 4 plays, and maybe that will spring off a big one.
Thanks, Jill. And Phillip Rivers dumping it off to Jackie Battle out of the backfield, who gets up across the 25-yard line. Jackie Battle, who played 5 seasons with Kansas City. Last couple of seasons got a little more work. First couple of years, not all that much. He was undrafted out of college, University of Houston. Went to Dallas. They cut him, and Kansas City picked him up, and he stayed 5 years with them and signed with San Diego prior to this season. On 2nd and 4, Rivers being pressured. Down he goes. Sacked by Greg Hardy. So Johnson and Hardy each have 1 sack in this game.
And this is obviously Kevin Haslam. This is his second start here at left tackle. And like we said, Greg Hardy leading this team in sacks for a reason. Just beats him off the line. The quick little rip with his arm, slaps the hands down of Haslam. The rest is history.
3rd sack of the game overall for the Panthers. Hardy now with 9.5. Johnson has, or rather, Hardy has the team lead with 10. Johnson has 9.5 as they battle for the team lead back and forth. On 3rd and 10, Rivers was hit as he throws, and the pass too far for Antonio Gates. Good coverage by the linebacker, Thomas Davis.
Very good. Thomas Davis, he's been everywhere. But again, you're going to see the pressure. Number 90, Frank Alexander, is going to get his hands all over Phillip Rivers. It's going to affect the pass and everything else. You're going to see 90 down here at the bottom of your screen. Watch the push again on Haslam. Is going to kind of go up over him, grab the shoulder pad. It seems like it doesn't seem like much, but in the rhythm of a quarterback, those little taps on the shoulders, the jerk of a jersey, they're huge in the effect of the ball.
And Carolina's done a good job getting pressure on Phillip Rivers. The punt by Mike Cyphers, and a fair catch called for by Joe Adams. Good field position for Carolina in their first possession of the second half at the 44.
Sponsored by Southwest Airlines. Find our fares online only at southwest.com. By Burger King. Come celebrate 55 years of the Whopper sandwich at Burger King with the return of the Angry Whopper. By T-Mobile. Nationwide 4G coverage from coast to coast. And by K Jewelers. Every kiss begins with K.
Nice view of the ocean.
This place will spoil us, won't it?
I know. A little cloudy today. It's been a little rain this weekend. And it's been okay. Cam Newton out of the shotgun. D'Angelo Williams across the 45 to the 46. Give him a couple of yards, maybe 3 on the play. Brea Franklin and Corey Legion combining on the stop. Brea Franklin and Cam Thomas sharing time as the nose tackle. There have been injuries on the defensive line for San Diego. Boy, it's been a disruptive season that way for the Chargers.
It really has. I mean, we could go back to free agency, but between injuries and just players not being available from North Turner and his staff, it's been a nightmare season for him.
Mike Tolbert shifts. Newton goes quickly to Steve Smith. Bounces off one man, gets away from another, and gets into Chargers territory and has a first down. Good awareness by Steve Smith. He gets a first down on the play.
This is where this guy, he just does so much by himself. You're going to see Cam toss the ball out here. It's really a very inaccurate pass. Puts Steve in a bad position. And then what does he do? He breaks the tackle, and then he just kind of, Steve Smith being Steve Smith. Little Walter Payton with the ball out there waving around.
5 catches in the game for Steve Smith, who went over 1,000 yards once again in his career. 7 seasons of 1,000 yards or more receiving. 21 first downs in the game for Carolina, just 5 for San Diego. Newton throwing, and he's got Greg Olsen out of bounds at the Chargers 32. Let's check out some of the other games still going on. Here's Patrick O'Neill.
Oh, take a look at this. You guys are going to love this. Ben Roethlisberger. Now, I timed the amount of time he had the ball. 10 seconds. Now about 8.5. He finally finds Heath Miller for the touchdown. 30 yards. Tied at 10. Steelers and the Cowboys. Sam and Heath, I ran out of time. Didn't know what to say. Yet all day.
Patrick, you said it. It's called extending the play.
Exactly. That's why I corrected my previous statement when I said Cam was the only player in the league that could do some of the things he does. Big Ben's in that picture as well.
He shook the rust off from last week. Here's D'Angelo Williams with a big hole. He slipped as he wanted to cut back inside. Antoine Cason was there. 9-yard pickup for D'Angelo Williams.
2 great back-to-back plays. You go back to the first one, Cam gets pressure. He gets man coverage, exactly what he wants. He finds a strike down to Olsen, come back, big run, first down. Now you're 2nd and 1. Offensive coordinators, Rob Chajinski, he loves this situation. That almost red zone, you can take a strike for the end zone, or you can get your normal, just easy run for your first down. A lot of different play calls.
D'Angelo Williams, 9 carries, 47 yards. Shifting was Greg Olsen. Goes back to his original spot. Here's Williams. Good hole there for him. Williams inside the 15. Running the ball well. They've mixed it up well with D'Angelo Williams. He caught a short pass and turned it into a touchdown. And this is another 9-yard pickup, giving him 56 yards on 10 carries.
Well, and this is just what Cam does to you. There's so many guys. You know, Takeo Spike said you're a gap short with a running quarterback. It's the play fake. You see those huge running lanes. Takeo trying to stay in his gap, do his assignment, is just late getting to that point to make that tackle.
D'Angelo Williams, a total of 107 yards in the game. Gary Barnidge shifting, the second tight end. From the 14, the delay to Williams. Takes it outside, turns the corner. Inside the 10, out of bounds, close to the 5-yard line, right at the 5. Another 9-yard pickup for D'Angelo Williams.
Yeah,
he likes those 9-yard chunks.
He really does. This is supposed to be just another draw. You're going to see your tight end lead up in here, but this is D'Angelo. You see Barnidge up in there on Takeo Spikes, does a good job. Obviously, 34 didn't like what he was seeing. D'Angelo bounces outside 9 yards. These are tough positions for defensive coordinators. 2nd and 1 again. There's only so many things you can call. There's too many options on the offensive side of the playbook.
2nd and 1 at the 5. It's Williams. He's hit and fights his way inside the 5. Across the 4-yard line. He's got enough for the first down.
We don't give a lot of love to runs like these, but D'Angelo's not a huge back. He's physical for his size, but the decision to just not bounce it outside, these speed backs, they love to kind of hit the edge. They get that ball. They're always so tempted to kind of hit the corner and test everyone's speed. I love the disciplined approach, knowing the down and distance. Let me get the first down. Let me just kind of extend this drive. Let's put this game to bed here in the 3rd quarter.
1st and goal at the 4-yard line. This is where Cam Newton becomes a big threat. We saw it earlier. The quarterback draw is always a weapon. And then Cam steps back with time running down on the play clock. He calls timeout.
Good decision again. You know what? He could have forced the snap. I don't think he liked the front. You had a bunch of obviously the Chargers standing around, standing up. It's confusing. He's got a pretty much of a young offensive line outside of Gross. He didn't like what he saw. Play clock running. Don't force it. Live to play another down.
It was interesting talking with the Panthers yesterday, targeting Greg Olsen and Steve Smith about the growth of Cam Newton. And they reminded us that he's only had that one full offseason.
Right.
Last year was a lockout. This year, he had the full offseason. He's just learning as a quarterback. Fox tomorrow, from the creators of How to Train Your Dragon, comes the broadcast premiere, Dragon's Gift of the Night Fury. Then, the original cast of Ice Age is back from Mammoth Christmas. Don't miss the holiday fun tomorrow on Fox.
I know what Ava and Naomi, my 2 little monster girls, I know what we're going to be watching in the Evans house tomorrow night.
All right. You got it. Do your shopping, get the girls all their stuff.
Listen, the internet's the greatest invention in the world. You know, you just get online after work, order a few things up.
1st and goal. 3 wide receivers in. Off the fake. Newton rolling, throwing, and a great catch for a touchdown by Steve Smith.
His Super Bowl. And again, this was a pass a little bit off by Cam. Steve Smith just being Steve Smith. Cam gets out of the pocket. Literally a tough throw. I don't care how athletic your quarterbacks are, but he gets out and then makes this throw good enough for 89. You one-on-one coverage. This is what you want all day. Yes, a little pivot route, different offenses call it different things. Cam saw the one-on-one match, knew what Steve had. It's over.
How about the hands underneath the ball to make sure it didn't touch the ground?
It's beautiful. The 12-year pro. Remember I said that they had to take him out of practice? They said he'll run himself in the ground. The type of practice habits that he's formed allow you to make plays like this in big situations.
It was worth buying all those tickets, Steve. The family is here. They love it.
All 50 plus. They're extremely happy.
And the extra point by Graham Gano is good. And the Carolina Panthers with a 31-0 lead over the hometown San Diego Chargers. What a day. Back in San Diego, 8 plays, 56 yards, and a 4-yard touchdown pass from Cam Newton to Steve Smith. Second touchdown pass of the game for Cam Newton. Graham Gano with a strong kick for the touchback. The Chargers down 31-0 and being embarrassed at home. If you're a Carolina Panther fan, you're saying, man, where was this earlier in the season? They've won 2 of their last 3. They've lost 7 games by 6 points or fewer.
Yep.
But the record is still 4-9. But the Panthers have looked very good in this game. Curtis Brinkley, the ball carrier, flag on the play. For the San Diego Chargers, this is what they did on their first 6 possessions of the game. Fumble, 3 punts, end of the half, and another punt.
Yeah, there was penalties and other crucial mistakes in each of those drives that ended with punts. You know, they continually shot themselves in the foot, and now here we are again. You know, Curtis Brinkley gets a nice little run on first down. We get a holding penalty. Now you're at 1st and 20.
And for Norv Turner, he certainly didn't expect this. The team had been playing hard. They've been losing some tough games. They won impressively in Pittsburgh, and they've come out with a mistake-filled game. Rivers dumps it off to Brinkley out of the backfield. And the little back out of Syracuse goes down at the 16-yard line. Call ** NFL to download NFL Mobile and get coverage of every NFL game this holiday season while on the go. I think he's calling right now.
He listened to you, partner.
Got to check out those other games that are going on. Pittsburgh and Dallas, 10-10. From the 15-yard line, 2nd and 15. Rivers swings it out to Brinkley, and he's down just short of the 20-yard line. The ball popped out, and the Panthers say they've got it. Thomas Davis has got the football, but I believe he was ruled down.
Yeah, the official ruled him down almost nearly immediately. You know, we're going to see stumbles out of his break a little bit. Nice little catch. Of course, when you're the Panthers, of course you're going to point. That's what they do.
Right.
That's what we're taught to do from day one to Pop Warner.
3rd and 11 for the Chargers. 3 wide receivers in. Everybody out. Rivers steps up. He's hit. Lost the football. It's still loose. 3rd fumble of the game for Phillip Rivers. And the ball belongs to San Diego. The Chargers recovered. Well, Curtis Brinkley got to the football.
And Ron Rivera really hasn't backed up all his looks. They had those 2 linebackers walked up there on each shoulder of the center. Again, they bail him out, still only rushing 4. Charles Johnson just trying to add to his stats.
That's another sack for Charles Johnson. 2 in the game, 4 for the team, and he has the team lead.
When this was the question and concern, obviously, for the Chargers coming in. You're talking about Kevin Haslam at left tackle, Reggie Wells at right tackle, inexperience. Ron Rivera didn't shy away from it. He said they were going to try to take advantage of that inexperience on that offensive line.
Joe Adams waits for a fair catch and takes it at the 38-yard line. It is all Carolina. NFL and celebrating 50 years of the Pro Football Hall of Fame. In its golden anniversary, come to Canton, Ohio, and join the more than 10 million fans who've made the pilgrimage to the birthplace of the National Football League. Visit ProFootballHOF.com for more details. Dan Fouts, former Charger.
Strong one.
He's in the Hall of Fame. Maybe Antonio Gates. He's certainly had a great career.
He sure has. He's been healthy this year. I know Phillip Rivers has appreciated that from him.
One of the all-time great tight ends, DeAngelo Williams. Carrying, gets 3 on the play. Up across the 40-yard line.
We've seen a lot of these draws today. We just see another one again by Cam and DeAngelo. You know, it's obviously something they want to attack. They've been successful today. And then, wow, talk about Cam Newton. You start looking at these numbers and the names that he's surrounded by, a Peyton Manning and a Dan Marino. The numbers speak for it all.
Look who he passed. Drew Bledsoe before, then Dan Marino today. 2nd all-time, first 2 seasons in passing yardage. Only Peyton Manning has passed for more.
Andrew Luck's going to be on that list next year. He might get them all.
Mike Tolbert in the backfield takes the handoff. And the former Charger with good strength gets up across the 44, just short of the 45-yard line. Tolbert with 2 touchdowns in the game in his return to San Diego.
He's played well, and he's been a strong part of this offense. Pass protection, screens out of the backfield. Guy gets it. Great all-around running back.
Now, he's gotten more responsibility with Jonathan Stewart out the last few weeks. But is there a role for him? Do you see a good role for him?
I was honestly hoping we'd see more of it this year. When he left San Diego and went there, I mean, old fullback, I was dreaming up. You talk about those 3 backs between Williams and D'Angelo and himself. Such rare talent all put together. Then you put Cam Newton smack dab in the middle of it. I thought we'd see a lot more out of the true running game, especially with Tolbert.
On the 3rd and 3 pass, Brock Bird, the young linebacker, came up and blocked the pass. Good job by Bird.
Well, and you're going to see Bird again here. You know, he's up there tight in the middle. Keep pushing, keep pushing. You know, Amini Halato, excuse me. You know, this was a guy that, you know, Takeo Spike said he wasn't sure why he was ever released. Great football player, great instincts, great understanding. They bring him back. Had a good week last week, an interception. Here, still fighting late on today.
Spike says he's just a football player. On the return, Michael Spurlock trying to get something going. Stays in bounds. Nice return by Spurlock, who was cut several weeks ago, just brought back. And a good return. Chargers on offense when we come back. It's been quite a day for the Carolina Panthers. Mike Tolbert has had a couple of touchdowns. Steve Smith has had a touchdown. And the Panthers with a huge lead. Chargers have had only 75 yards total offense in the game.
And that's embarrassing. You know, here again, you know, I think Ron Rivera has just been one step ahead of Norv Turner today. Defensive play calls versus offensive play calls. I hate to say it for Phillip Rivers. He hasn't gotten much help from the offensive line. You know, and Norv Turner just not getting into that rhythm that we know him so well for.
And you touched on it before. Credit Ron Rivera and the defensive strategy by Carolina taking advantage of those replacement tackles by the Chargers.
Most definitely. They didn't shy away from it. They said, hey, this is the weak link. You know, we're going to attack. We're going to find a way. They've mixed their pressures in. You know, Greg Hardy here again. No reason for him to slip through on this gap, completely blowing up the game or the run game in the backfield.
And there's an injured Charger down on the field.
Can't really make out who it is at this point. But you see Greg Hardy.
Reggie Wells, the tackle.
You know, and there, yeah, and you see their battle at the end of the play. Rolls up on his right tackle, Reggie Wells. It's just unbelievable. It's just been one of those games for the Chargers. Not been able to really get anything going.
That's Reggie Wells, who was rolled up on and limped off.
And you're going to see him get rolled up on the end, but you see Greg Hardy splitting the gap there. And then you see right here at the end, Jackie Battle into that left knee. This is already a thin offensive line, and now they're down one more.
Mike Wells is in at left tackle, a rookie who was starting. A little dump off to Brinkley, and Curtis Brinkley gets up to the 36-yard line. On a 3rd and 13, he picked up only 5, and the Chargers forced a punt.
Norv Turner's hands were kind of tied there. Obviously, you just switch your linemen around, get a new right tackle. Carolina did pressure. You know, they throw a screen. Good play call by Norv Turner. They throw a screen right into the pressure. It was open. Carolina's just been on top of them today.
San Diego early in the year lost big Jared Gaither.
Yes.
6'9" offensive tackle, and that's when the injury started. They've had 15 different players start at least one game on the offensive line. The punt by Cyphers over the head of Joe Adams, bounces inside the 5 and into the end zone for the touchback. And let's check in with Kurt Menefee in the studio. Kurt.
Well, look out for the Seattle Seahawks. After putting up 58 points last week against Arizona, they're rolling again against Buffalo, and the defense is contributing again. 3rd turnover by the Seahawks defense. Earl Thomas gets the pick against Ryan Fitzpatrick. Beautiful run, 57 yards for the score. And right now, Seattle has lead midway through the 3rd quarter, 47-17 over the Bills. Sam and Heath.
Couple of road teams having big days today. Seattle 47 points up in Toronto against Buffalo.
I know it's Buffalo, but 4 years of my 10-year career was spent in Seattle. That west to east trip is brutal. It is so tough on your legs, your mind, your body. Good to see Seattle putting a full game together on the East Coast.
Angelo Williams picks up 2 on first down.
That's been their bread and butter today. It's been consistent. They've stayed ahead of the chains. They've kept really the weakness of the Chargers. They've kept them in that weakness. Third down, third and shorts. Haven't been able to get off the field for Norv Turner and his defense.
Rob Chudzinski has mixed it up very well. He's used Williams and Mike Tolbert in the backfield very effectively.
Well, and that's kind of what we were told throughout the weekend. We talked to Takeo and the Jarrett Johnsons and the Eric Weddles. They have a mixture of about 4 or 5 different offensive playbooks.
Here's Cam Newton setting up, gets time, waits, and finds Lewis Murphy. Murphy falls forward just short of the first down.
Good understanding again by Cam. He had the time. There's no pressure. He settles his feet in the pocket, waits for Lewis to cross the first zone, doesn't like it, waits for him to cross the second, sticks it in there. Now a manageable third down again.
And as opposed to Phillip Rivers, Cam Newton, though he's been hit a few times, he's gotten some pretty solid protection. They have only 6 offensive linemen, but they've held up pretty well.
Absolutely. And coming into this game, we thought this young, energetic, athletic defensive front seven from the Chargers might come close to having their way versus Carolina. That just has not been the case. And if we're honest, you know, the strong point of this Carolina team is not their offensive line. Chargers defensive front just has not played well today.
Good strength shown by Mike Tolbert. He just pushed the pile for a first down.
Well, when you're 5'9", about 245, you know, I don't know if it's called leverage. I'm not sure what it's called, but you're hard to get under that.
It's called bowling ball.
with some nice agility added to it.
Yeah, that's right. And that time, Carolina used all 6 offensive linemen in that short yardage situation. They bring in an extra offensive lineman as ineligible.
They've got that power scheme in so many different ways they can attack you.
Thomas Austin, number 71, stays in as the right guard. And D'Angelo Williams lost the football, and the turnover is recovered. The Chargers recover. First turnover of the game by Carolina. Larry English comes up with a fumble.
Well, we're going to see D'Angelo Williams make another one of his runs, a little jump cut. Here we go, back outside. He's stumbling, puts his hand down, and then you see Kason knock that ball out. You know, those things happen, obviously unacceptable, but it's one of those things. The guy's almost too athletic for his own good. I would have just fallen down there, Sam.
One of the few mistakes made in the game by the Panthers, and the Chargers with the ball at the Carolina 38-yard line, their best field position of the game. Jackie Battle, the running back. Rivers pressured again, drops it off, and it's Malcolm Floyd taken out of that. Excuse me, it's the tight end, Dante Rosario, the former Carolina Panther. Last time Carolina played here was in 2008, and Dante Rosario was the Panthers' hero in that game.
That's right.
Caught a touchdown pass as time expired.
These weapons for Phillip Rivers today, because of the way they've played offense, you know, they've all been quiet. We haven't heard Gates' name enough. We definitely haven't heard Malcolm Floyd enough.
Curtis Brinkley with a carry. And let's take you back to 2008, opening day of the season. That's Jake Delhomme at quarterback. Time has expired. Delhomme throws, Rosario with a catch, and Carolina wins 26-24.
Beautiful catch. High points it, holds it out in the air so the ref can see it. No question about it. Nice play.
And Carolina head coach Ron Rivera, who's the defensive coordinator for the Chargers, said they could have called bowling on the play, but they didn't.
Gotta love these head coaches.
Off the play fake, Rivers in trouble, and he's sacked by Hardy. Hardy's second of the game, and Carolina's 5th sack of the game.
Hardy and Charles Johnson are having their way with this offensive line today. You know, this was part of that pressure package that they wanted to get to Phillip Rivers with.
End of the third quarter, Carolina leading it 31-0. Enjoying the holiday spirit. Sam Rosen, Heath Evans, Jill Savage here in San Diego. Starting the fourth quarter. Rivers on second down. Throws completes to Antonio Gates. Inside the 25-yard line, down to the 23. Thomas Davis with the hit, and Gates is slow to get up.
This is all they need, partner. You know, we've talked about the injury bug that's bitten this team. You know, Norv filled us in on really what they've battled the last couple years. All the different wide receivers that Phillips had to throw to, all the different combinations of offensive linemen that Phillips had in front of him. 85 is still the guy that these defenses scheme to take away. If you take away 85, you got a chance.
And Gates down on one knee, and there's a timeout. He'll be checked out by the medical staff. Ball spotted at the 22. Well, for Norv Turner, as far as I'm concerned, if he is let go, he'll easily get a job with someone as an offensive coordinator. He's one of the best, not only in the game today, maybe one of the best ever.
Absolutely. I mean, the numbers speak for themselves, but it's more the style in which he does it. I mean, all the shifts, all the motions, he's just so multiple in his attack. We talk about what Cam Newton brings to the table through Coach Jaginski, but really Norv Turner, he does it with a Phillip Rivers style quarterback, a guy that can stand in the pocket, but all the different fronts. I mean, you have to be, you know, Luke Kuechly talked about the mental approach to taking on this offense because of all the different things that they throw at you. And let's be honest, Sam, you've been around this game a long, long time. There's some very bland, vanilla offenses out there. Norv Turner's one of the best ever.
And there's the general manager, A.J. Smith, and the stories out there that he'll be let go at the end of the season as well. So it could be a lot of changes. The players are anticipating a lot of changes and a major shakeup within the organization. On 3rd and 8, Rivers throws, and it's incomplete. And a flag on the play. Intended for Denario Alexander. Josh Thomas was covering.
Pass interference. Defense number 22. Automatic first down.
So first down for the Chargers. And we look at the other side. We talk about San Diego. Carolina also, they already fired their general manager, so we know there'll be a change there. And then the head coach, who's been there 2 years, Ron Rivera, he might be out.
Absolutely, and I think they fired the general manager, and then Ron Rivera obviously opts to fire his special teams coach. Yeah. I think it really stirred up this football team. Last week played extremely well. Again, come across country, handling business here today as well, playing very sharp, mentally and physically tough football.
First and goal for the Chargers. Rivers throwing for the corner for Gates. He made the catch. They're waiting for a signal. Touchdown is the call.
This is kind of what we've been waiting to see all day.
If that stands, it will tie the franchise record for receiving touchdowns.
We're going to get a good look at his feet. The simultaneous catch here. Let's see if we're in bounds. Good ball by Phillip. Perfect placement. You know what? I just don't think. If you watch that.
Oh, boy.
In my book, Chargers fans at home listening and watching.
The previous play is under review.
Well, that one looks good. That one looks like he made it.
It does.
See the side.
Again, we go back to the one we had earlier for the Panthers. You know, you talk about it's ruled a catch and a touchdown on the field. Well, obviously, we got to have some true information that says we got to turn this thing over.
On Fox is sponsored by Samsung Galaxy Note 2. The next big thing is here. By Bud Light, the official beer of NFL fans. Here we go. And by Chevrolet. From kickoff to the last yard, Chevy runs deep.
Back here in San Diego, they have said the ruling on the field stands. You see Norv Turner congratulating Antonio Gates. That's his 81st career touchdown, tying Lance Allworth for the franchise record.
Well, we talked earlier about a potential Hall of Famer joining Dan Fouts. He's only adding to those numbers, and he's still one of those weapons. He worked so hard this year to get himself back in shape and get himself healthy. I saw him over the offseason. I was on my anniversary trip. He opened the door of his hotel. He had abs popping out everywhere. He was definitely ready to play.
There's the great number 19. And down the road in a few years, 85 will go up there as well. Antonio Gates with the touchdown catch in the corner.
Phillip Rivers barely had enough time to get rid of that ball. Greg Hardy again in his face. This Carolina front seven, and mostly and mainly their down front four, have gotten it done today. What Ron Rivera expected out of them, they've accomplished.
It's kind of bittersweet. You know, Antonio Gates, a great player, great competitor, but he sees the score. He knows his team is down, and it's been one of those really disappointing seasons for the team. But personally, he waited a while to get that 81st, and it finally got there. Well, and that's being announced now to the crowd here, and they're cheering one of the all-time greats in the NFL, Antonio Gates.
Well, and great people, too. I love when records are broken or shattered by men that have done it the right way, go about their business on and off the field, and a guy that's tasted success. I can't imagine how tough it would be to be sitting in his shoes, because you go back 3 years ago, this is a team that was consistently in the playoff push and a Super Bowl hunt, and just hasn't been the case here lately.
And the kickoff. Armand Smith brings it out from 7 yards deep. With a spurt up the middle, he was tripped up. Good play by Brandon Taylor, getting down to trip him up. And the Carolina Panthers will start from the 18-yard line. Light rain falling now in San Diego. It's been that type of weekend with temperatures in the 50s, barely touching 60 for Cam Newton. Mike Tolbert with a touchdown and another one. And then this tip pass, D'Angelo Williams grabbing it and taking in.
And that last one is really just kind of the reflection of the day. The ball has just bounced in the Panthers' favor. It just hasn't bounced that way for the Chargers today.
D'Angelo Williams, who fumbled on the last possession, and the Chargers cashing in. No gain on the play. Corey Leggett with the tackle. The Chargers will go back across the country. Played in Pittsburgh last week, play home this week. Next week, go back east to play the New York Jets.
Well, these are the type of games late in the year. You've got two teams that mathematically will most likely be out of the hunt. And you really get to see the character of a football team. I don't think today's performance is the true character of this Chargers football team, but I'd be lying to you if I said that I wasn't disappointed in the simple mistakes, the offsides, and some of just the undisciplined approach to how they've come into the day.
And Cam Newton had trouble with a low snap. Don't forget, that's Jeff Byers starting at center today. Now, time for an update. Back to the studio to Kurt Menefee.
All right, the Dallas Cowboys and Pittsburgh Steelers going at it. Dallas taking the lead. Busted finger and all. Des Bryant, 24-yard score. Gave him a 17-10 lead. And then Jonathan Dwyer came back, scored. 17-17 it is right now. All tied up in the third quarter. Sam and Heath.
Thanks, Kurt. Pittsburgh at 7-6. Baltimore lost today. They're on top of the AFC North at 9-5, so an important game there. And Dallas trying to tie Washington and the Giants for first place in the NFC East.
That NFC East battle is just going to be an absolute mess. All those guys tie records.
The Panthers 3 and out. Tolbert on the carry, came up short. And Carolina forced to punt. The Panthers will play at home against Oakland next week and then wind up their season at New Orleans. And as we said, want to finish on a note. If they can hold on for the win, it would be 3 wins in 4 games. The fair catch called for by Spurlock, but there's a flag on the play. Terry McCauley will check it out for us.
Not sure the number, the end man on the line of scrimmage for the Chargers. Looks like he jumped off sides. Not quite sure how you do that on a punt, but it kind of just sums up what today has looked like for the Chargers.
Yeah.
Offside, defense. Penalties decline. First down, timeout.
All right. Chargers take over. Phillip Rivers stays in the game. Big lead for Carolina. Evans, this is for you. Fox Sports coverage of the UFC continues on December 28th on Fuel TV with live weigh-ins for UFC 155. December 29th, UFC 155 prelims on FX, and then January 26th, UFC back on Fox for championship bouts. On the carry, it's Curtis Brinkley, the third-year man out of Syracuse. Fox Sports is your home for the UFC. Check out our game summary. The San Diego Chargers, 3 fumbles, all by Phillip Rivers, 1 loss, 9 penalties. Steve Smith with a touchdown catch. This is Brinkley. Brinkley across midfield. Rivers 15 for 22, 91 yards passing in the game. Very unlike Phillip Rivers.
It really is. We're not used to, and a Norv Turner and Phillip Rivers. I mean, we're not used to seeing this type of offensive output, but you mentioned the game summary, the fumbles, the penalties, all the different things that they all have a hand in, and this is what you get.
And the receiver's been so good recently. Denario Alexander's had nothing in this game. Pass for Floyd. Malcolm Floyd with a great grab.
Great ball, but this is what you give Phillip Rivers time, and Malcolm Floyd and Alexander. These are the guys that'll make plays for you, but it all starts up front, and those are the battles that they've just lost today.
Gain of 30 on the play. He was one-on-one with James Dockery, and Floyd with a beautiful catch.
It sure was. The way he slowed down his route at the top just to make that ball picture perfect, used his body to shield the defender. Amazing play.
Best play of the game for the Chargers. 3 wide receivers in. Rivers steps up in trouble, and Mario Addison knocked it loose.
Yep.
Another fumble by Rivers, and Carolina's got it. Frank Alexander recovers. Mario Addison, who was signed just a couple of weeks ago with the pressure, and that's 4 fumbles by Phillip Rivers, 2 lost in the game.
Well, and this is what you see. I mean, there's nowhere for Phillip to go. He's sliding up in the pressure, and that's what you get.
15th fumble of the season for Phillip Rivers, and he loses his second of the game. Carolina recovers. They start from their 23. Mario Addison got credit for a sack, his first career sack in the NFL. And this has been Phillip Rivers' day.
And it really has. It started off poorly. You get in the hole quickly versus an explosive offense, Cam Newton, and all these just add up and add up. You lose the field position battle, constantly putting your defense in a bad spot. You just don't win. You don't win games like that in this league. I don't care who you're playing. I don't care how far the Carolina Panthers have traveled. You can't give the ball away.
6 sacks in the game for the Carolina Panthers. 2nd and 3. Line up Richie Brockle as the fullback and go with D'Angelo Williams straight ahead.
I can tell you one person, Sam, who hasn't quit. Jarrett Johnson. You know, all the years I played against him in Baltimore, here again, they're trying to run to his side. Listen, Carolina, I know this game's out of reach. You need to run the other direction still, because Jarrett Johnson, this guy, there's no quit in him. Great with his hands. There's really, most players I can give you a comparison. You know, this guy's like so-and-so. In all my 10 years, I never really played against a linebacker that had his skill set. You know, the guy is just extremely good at everything he does. So physical, smart, a linebacker that knows how to do a lot more than rush the pass or stop the run.
Plays with a lot of attitude, too.
Oh, he's fiery. He is absolutely fiery. There and again, you know, we're watching him back-to-back plays. 3rd down, short yardage, a game that's out of reach, slamming in there, putting his head in the hole.
D'Angelo Williams gets enough for the first down. He only needed half a yard. There's the man you were talking about, Jarrett Johnson, who signed as a free agent. And he talked about coming over to San Diego, feeling that there was that same attitude here and the same work ethic and preparation. But certainly, as we said and we've been saying throughout the game, tremendous disappointment in the way this season has unfolded for the Chargers. They had high hopes of making a run in the playoffs.
Well, and Jared Johnson knew he was looking at. I mean, you look across and you see teammates like Kason and Jammer and Weddle and Takeo Spikes and Franklin. You know, there was great pieces here. They've had their handprints on some of these losses as well, but, you know, turn on the game tape, and they're constantly put in bad positions because of the offensive side of the ball.
Takeo Spikes making the tackle on D'Angelo Williams. Next week, it's a Fox NFL Sunday doubleheader, beginning with the Redskins going to Philadelphia to take on the Eagles, the Saints and the Cowboys, Vikings and Houston Texans, and the Rams and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Then in America's Game of the Week, it's the Giants and the Baltimore Ravens, or the Bears and the Arizona Cardinals. Coverage begins next week with a Built Ford Tough Fox NFL Sunday pregame show at noon Eastern.
Can't tell me those Eagles and Saints next week aren't trying to make that NFC East race even sloppier.
What a game today by the Saints. And a break by Tolbert straight up the middle. Good run by Mike Tolbert. Gets across the 45, a pickup of 13 on the play.
Well, in Carolina, I can't remember exactly the last time they threw the ball. They're up by so much. You see your tight end pulls around. Mike Tolbert, good understanding of the run scheme. This is just a more physical offensive approach than defense approach by the Carolina Panthers and who they're facing right here, right now against the Chargers, which honestly, it surprises me to say that. You know, the weak link of this offense to me would be their offensive line. The strength of this defense for the Chargers is that down front three, front seven. And it's been nothing like I expected it to be today.
There's D'Angelo Williams trying to cut back, took a hit, got maybe a yard on the play. The Panthers have run for 148 yards in the game. We talked about the offensive balance, 360 yards total offense, and 148 of that on the ground.
Very, very true. And against, let's be honest, the San Diego defense that is stiff in those rushing areas, and just have not been able to get it done today.
And Carolina putting together a good effort, taking the long trip cross country as they look to get something going, something positive to head towards next season with. Here's the dump off to Ben Hartsock.
There's my guy Jared Johnson again playing in space, a big 275-pound outside linebacker, initially giving space to Cam Newton, forcing him to throw the underneath pass, which is just such a smart decision. Those little idiosyncrasies of the game that, you know, not everybody at home recognizes, but 96 is just such a fine player.
And one thing in this game from the Carolina standpoint is the fact that getting the lead early has taken a lot of pressure off Cam Newton. He hasn't had to run the ball.
Yes.
And though he's taken a couple of hits, got banged up a little bit, they've been comfortable. They've had the comfortable lead here in the second half. It's taken a lot of pressure off Cam in this game.
In a game, like you said, when he has taken hits, and we had that little knee bend early on in the game, different shots and pressures from the Chargers. It's been nice to be able to run your screen game and your draw game and do things really to take him out of harm's way.
6-yard pickup for a first down by D'Angelo Williams, and that gives him 92 yards rushing in the game. 22 carries.
You know, San Diego all year, only 2 running backs that have gone over 100 yards on this defense. And Trent Richardson from the Browns, Ben Jarvis Green Ellis from the Bengals was the second one. And obviously, D'Angelo's closing in on here on that 100-yard mark.
Joe Adams is in at wide receiver, 2 tight ends to the left. Armon Smith is in the backfield with Richie Brockle. Here's Smith. And he ran right into Jared Johnson. And that stopped him right away. Here's the day for Cam Newton. There was the hit. He was going for a first down. They got banged up on that. A little pressure on times, but he came up with big plays. That was a tip pass that D'Angelo Williams turned into a touchdown. He found Steve Smith. As he rolled and threw to Steve Smith, wanted to make sure the Smith family was happy on the trip down to San Diego to see their man.
Wow. And you see this number for a young player, that is huge. You know, especially the growing pains he had early on. 153 passes
and that's
without an interception.
A franchise record, but that's what he talked about. with us, we said, what's different? What's happened to you in the last 6-7 weeks? And he said there's been a greater awareness of protecting the football.
Yep, that mental focus is everything. All the great ones have it.
Good day for the Carolina Panthers. Cam Newton can dance.
Greg Hardy can fight.
They've battled. They've had some good things happen throughout the game. And their top players have been their top players. Cam Newton has passed for 231 yards. D'Angelo Williams a touchdown. Steve Smith a touchdown. And you know, there's going to be bragging rights in the Turner household because Scott Turner, Norv's son, is an assistant coach for Carolina.
And I'm sure he gave away every house secret that Ron Rivera didn't already know. I'm sure the son gave it away this week.
He didn't talk to Dad during the week, which he usually does. Norv's son Scott up there in the booth alongside Rob Chudzinski, helping out, offensive quality control coach. And everybody feels, we were talking to Ron Rivera, who feels that Scott will be a good coach, a good offensive coach in this league.
Well, the DNA, that the pedigree is there.
Oh,
but
yeah.
if he's paid attention growing up. Listen, Norv Turner, I go back to the offensive mind. He's a very truly gifted play caller. I mean, the Sean Paytons, the Josh McDaniels of the world, they're few and far between. Guys that can really get the rhythm of a game and really call according to really what that defense is potentially going to throw out there. I mean, we call it a chess game. There's very few guys that are consistently good at that chess match.
Yep. He's learned from the best, there's no doubt. 2-minute warning, and the Carolina Panthers are honing in on a win. San Diego, it's holiday time. Sam Rosen, Heath Evans, Jill Savage. The Panthers will punt. If you're a fantasy football player, I'm told by spouter Matt Rosen that D'Angelo Williams had a real good day. He's had 144 total yards plus a touchdown. Decent game for Cam Newton with his 2 touchdown passes. Check out the playoff picture. Now today Atlanta whomped the Giants.
Oh,
They're
wow.
12-2, so the road to the Super Bowl may go through Atlanta. Seattle is winning. The Giants they got bashed, as we just mentioned, and now Washington has gone by them. And Dallas is playing right now, and the last thing we heard, they were tied with Pittsburgh.
17-17 tie there.
So
Listen, that NFC East is going to be fun.
Green Bay with a big win over the Bears. Bears struggling with all kinds of injuries. Curtis Brinkley, what a story he is. There's a man who's got a bullet in his body. Update, Kurt Menefee, what's happening?
Well, an update for you on that game. Pittsburgh has taken the lead, their first of the contest. Antonio Brown, 7-yard reception from Ben Roethlisberger. They're in the fourth quarter right now. Steelers up by 7, 24-17. 7-8.
Thanks, Kurt. Pittsburgh, trying to go 8-6.
This is the time of year you don't want to face a team like Mike Tomlin and the pack that they punch. I mean, how many times have I mentioned discipline or structure, today, and talking about the Chargers, and that's honestly, that's what Mike Tomlin's going to give you this time of year.
Check out the AFC picture. I'm hearing Dick Stockton. Houston with a win today, a big win over Indianapolis. They're 12-2. Denver with another win in Baltimore.
Baltimore's got some issues, partner. New
England plays tonight at home. Baltimore 9-5, and suddenly they've hit some bumps in the road.
You can call it injuries, but I stand by this. Jarrett Johnson, who I've been praising all day for this Chargers defense, he left Baltimore, and that defense has never been the same. We can talk about Ray Lewis. We can talk about Ladarius Webb. We can talk about all that you want. But when those guys were healthy at the start of the year, that defense was different without Jarrett Johnson.
That young man, Curtis Brinkley, as I mentioned, he went home one day and was sitting in a car, got shot, and still has a bullet in his body, but he has made a miraculous comeback. It all ends. A disappointment for San Diego. Ron Rivera with a big win. He's trying to find a way to hold on to his job.
Well, they should give him more time.
Carolina has won 2 in a row for the first time this season. 3 out of 4. They win 31-7. Back in San Diego right after this.